Hello, my name is. Uh, what else? Hello, my name is Faith. This is my first story slash vlog. I'm currently recording this on my laptop. Sorry if the background on this side is dark. I don't have my light on and my hair is really dark when there's barely any light. Um, I am recording this in my room. But this will just be welcoming to this kind of series that I'm doing. I am gonna try and upload this to YouTube. Um, I will do like urban legend stories, folktale stories, stuff like that. Even fake stories, but mostly it'll probably be stories that I already heard about. Um, I will have to look them up on my phone. So, well, if you notice that I will have something in my hands and I'm showing my hands and you see it, just so you know, it's just my phone. I'm just reading whatever story off of it. And I would like to say welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Um, if you notice that my voice is semi-different, it's because I'm kind of nervous and stressed, and I'm currently in my second year of high school. I just really want to kick off my YouTube career, kind of, so that at least I have something to do, and YouTube is kind of there to help me balance and get rid of my stress if I have any, and I will try and post at least once a week if I can. Um, I have a first channel called, well, Nightmare Family Wolf Pack, and this second one, which I'm gonna probably post this, is going to change into my Minecraft username, called Duffel Cockno O, but the O and Cockno is a 0. Oh, and not an extra O, because I know that there is a YouTube channel called Cockno that actually has an O, and I want to make it a kind of represent that channel because I like his content, and shout out to him. I know that he probably won't see this, and sorry if this is kind of sticking up. This side is shaved, so I'm gonna have to let it grow. Then once this gets down to like shoulder length, I'm gonna bust this side down again. And so if you notice that one of my eyes is covered or uncovered, just so you know, I just did this. I'm probably going to do this after school during some research. I'll probably have a script or something. And also, if you notice crayons, I just like breaking them up, and I'm saving them until I can melt them down and make candles or more different crayons. Um, that, and I will probably be saving up money and as much as I can for like an actual camera and like a GoPro or something, so I don't have to use the screen recorder on my camera and the or my phone because I have another project that I am working on my phone, and it will probably take me a while. I'll probably get on. do it when I get a chance to at like school or probably at home when I'm not doing something and I don't want to record. So if you notice that the background's just different, it's just because I'm just moving stuff around and I am currently probably gonna do I'm probably gonna start doing hmm, some hmm, recording sessions for D&D if I can try to. I will have a webcam probably in the bottom left or somewhere where it pops up. But it most will probably be in the bottom left because if it's on the right, I will probably accidentally right click it because I'm right-handed. If it's on the left, I will notice it because I am not left-handed. I can do more stuff like hold a cup and drink, hold a cup, uh, um, kind of like color in it, um, and hold my phone and text. Pretty much somewhat kind of normal stuff, but I can't throw that well with my left, or, but I can toss a ball up in the air with my left hand kind of well. Like if I'm playing tennis by myself and I'm like, and if there's like a gate, eight, um, or a wall near me and I have like a tennis racket and a tennis ball, I will just toss the ball in the air and just practice playing tennis. So yeah, my Devil Cockano will probably be mostly like a mixture of Minecraft and storytelling. I hope you like this video and yeah, and I'll probably be like right now this is my desk and my only desk that I have. The reason why I don't have it up there is because I don't have my chair set up. Um I am probably gonna tell a story, or I'll be right back when I find one. So yeah. By the way, quick disclaimer, it's 6:42. Um, my memo, oh, before you ask, my mother abused drugs and sort of kind of got control of it, but she passed away from overdose because of some reason. My father is currently living in Florida, in the same town where his parents, or in the same area where his family is. Um, I live up north. I do live in the US, but I'm not gonna say my town or my address. All you need to know is that I live in Ohio. Um, I'm not that good with the cold, but I am okay with warm, like kind of like a tropical kind of weather, like sunshine, rain. I can deal with a little bit of a cold here and there, but not a whole lot. So let's get into the story. The story from from a website. It's a Japanese urban legend. It's Huchisaka Onna, or also known as 8 feet tall. It's a Japanese urban legend about a tall woman who appears before children. She's 8 feet tall, wearing a long white dress, has making a sound like ho, 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 ho. Um, this is what she looks like if you can see it well. Hold on, let me. Sorry if my phone is a bit too bright. Um, this is better. You can see like an image. Um, but there was a boy who went to visit his grandparents who live in Japan. He goes there every summer. His parents would take him there on holidays to visit them. They live in a small village and they had a big backyard. He loves playing there during the summer. When he arrived, his parents always welcomed him with open arms since he is the only grandchild. But I am probably gonna retell that, but that's pretty much the information you need. But I'm gonna retell it how it is on the website that there is. Um, okay, let's restart this, but that's the little hint that you know. I need my water bottle before my mouth dries because I tend to talk a lot, but sometimes I'll breathe in and forget to stop to just breathe. I'm gonna be right back. I do have a water bottle that's warm since my bed is next to a window, which is kind of lucky because I can keep my juice nice and cool. And I seriously need to get the mini fridge that's downstairs in my basement up here and see if it works. So I'm gonna be right back. So I got my water, which is just clear American. It's just water with um carbonation and just flavoring. This is the only way for me to drink water, but the only way for me to drink plain water I just go to summer camp, like Girl Scout camp, which I am going to go to. Um, but the only possible way for me to drink like 8 cups is by drinking a, a gallon of water, which I can drink over of half the gallon of water in just one day, which I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm doing this. I'm just adjusting the laptop that I am recording on. I should probably take a drink of my water before my lips get dry and my throat starts to hurt me. Um, Pretty much the story that I heard about the two channels that I heard this from is yes, Drama Live. I have TikTok. Um, um, Hold on. Most amazing top 10, and hold on, I'm gonna find this other channel that I saw this from. Never mind. I just remember it was just something scary. So let's start this. Um, okay. No, there was a minute. I didn't want to start. This is gonna be a long video. By the way, if you notice a like notification from my phone, it's just probably my memo or something. I'm currently charging my phone because it's got a low battery. Um, okay, let's start this again. Well, story time. There's a spirit that is 8 feet tall, also known as Kuchisaka Onna. Uh, Kuchisaka Onna is a Japanese urban legend about a woman who abducts children. She is 8 feet tall, wears a long white dress, makes a sound called that sounds like po, 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 po. My my parents lived in my grandparents lived in Japan. Every summer, my parents would take me there to visit them on holidays. They lived in a small village and they have a big backyard. I loved playing there during the summer. When we arrived, my parents always welcomed me with open arms. I was their only grandchild, so they spoiled me. That was the last time I saw them, and was the summer when I was 8. And usually my parents booked a flight to Japan, and we drove from the airport to my grandparents' house. They were delighted to see me and had a lot of little presents to give me. My parents to some would have some time by themselves, so after a few days they booked a trip to another part of Florida, blah, to another part of Japan, leaving me in the cares of my grandma and grandpa. One day I was playing in the backyard. My parents were inside the house. It was a hot summer day, and I was laying down on the grass, resting. I started to I stared up at the clouds and enjoyed the feeling of soft rays of the sun and the gentle breeze. Just as I was about to get up, I heard a strange noise. Po, 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 po. I didn't know what it was, and it was hard to figure out where it was coming from. It almost sounds like someone was making the sound themselves, as they were just saying po 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 over and over, uh, just again in a deep voice, as vocal voice, but a scared kind of voice. We're back. Come in. I'm back. Let's continue the story. I was looking around, searching for the had she the source of the noise, and I suddenly noticed on the top of the tall hedges that enclosed the backyard. It was a straw hat. It wasn't resting on the hedge, but behind it. That's where the sound was coming from. Po, 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 po. Then the hat began to move as if someone was wearing it. The hat stopped at a small gap, and I could see a face peering through. It was a woman, but the hedge was high, almost 8 feet tall. I was surprised at how tall the woman was. I wondered if she was wearing some um, stilts or some super uh, huge high heels. The Then a split second later, she walked off with the strange voice following behind and disappearing, with her fading in the distance. Bewildered, bewildered, I got up and walked into the house. My grandparents were in the kitchen drinking tea. I sat down at a table, and for a while I told my grandparents on what I saw. They weren't really paying attention until I noticed the vent- ventilator, that dis- dreadful noise. Po, 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 po. As soon as I said that, both of them suddenly froze. My grandmother's eyes grew wide, and she covered her mouth with her hand. My grandfather's face yes, came to become very serious. He grabbed me both by the arm. He said, "This is very important," in a interested voice. "You must tell us exactly how tall was she?" I replied, "As tall as the garden hedges," beginning to get scared. My grandfather rated me with questions. Where was she standing? When did this happen? What did you do? Did she see you? I tried to answer all of his questions as fast as he could. He suddenly rushed out to the hallway. Hey, I to make a phone call. I can't hear what he's saying. I looked over at my grandmother. She was trembling. My grandfather came back into the room, spoke to my grandmother. He said I would be back in a while. Well, you stay here with the child. Don't take your eyes off him for a second. Then he left. Then I was crying, saying, "What's going on, Grandpa?" He looked at me with a sad expression within his eyes and said, "You have, you have been liked by Uchikana Oka. Uchikana on Fuchisaki Onna." With that, he hurried out, got into his truck, and drove off. I turned to my grandmother with concern, asking, "Who's Kuchisaka Onna?" No, Kuchisaka Sona. At another. "Don't worry," she replied with a shaky voice. "Grandpa will do something. There's no need to worry." As we sat nervous in the kitchen, waiting for my grandfather to come back, she explained what was happening. She told me that there was a dangerous thing that's haunting the area. They called Fuchisaka Onna uh, because of its height. In Japan, Fuchisaka Onna means 8 feet tall. It took it takes on an appearance of an extreme tall woman. It makes it sound like po, 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 and a deep male voice. It appears slightly different depending on who sees it. Some say It looks like an old hag woman in a kimono. And others say it's just a girl with a white funeral saraba. One thing that never changes is its height and and the sound that it makes. Long ago, it was captured by a monks, and they managed to confine it in a ruined building on the outskirts of the village. They trapped it using four religious statues called Jizo that they placed at the north, east, south, and west of the ruins. And I wasn't supposed to be able to move from there. Somehow I managed to escape. At the last time it appeared was 15 years ago. Oh, my grandmother said that anyone who sees 8 feet tall, also known as Chisaka Ona, uh, was destined to die within a few days. It was all sounded so crazy. I wasn't sure what to believe when my grandfather came back. There was an old woman with him. She introduced herself as Kesu and handed me a small, crumpled piece of paper, saying, "Here, take this and hold on to it." When she and my grandfather went upstairs to do something, I was left in the kitchen with my grandmother again. I needed to go to Mr. Grandma to the toilet. A granny followed me to the bathroom and wouldn't need me shut the door. I was beginning to I was beginning to get really freaked out about all of this. After a while, Grandpa and Kesu took me upstairs and bring me into my bedroom. The window was covered in in newspapers, and lots of ancient runes had been written on them. There were small bowls of salt in all four corners of of the room, and a small bit and Buddha figure placed at the center of the room, and top in the center of the room, on top of a wooden box, there was bright blue bucket. What's the bucket for? I asked. That's where you need to pee and poop, replied Grandpa. Kesu set me down on the bed and said, "Soon the sun will set, so listen carefully. You have to stay in this room until tomorrow morning. You must not come out under any circumstances until 7 in the morning. Your grandmother and grandfather will not speak to you or call you until then. Remember to not leave the room for any reason till then. I'll let your parents know what's going on." She spoke in a grave tone that I could do. All I could do was quietly nod my head. "You have to follow Keisu's instruction to the letter," Grandpa told me, "and never let go of the parchment she gave you. And if anything happens, pray to the Buddha, and make sure to lock the door behind like the door when we leave. They walked out into the hallway. After saying goodbye to them, I closed the bedroom door and locked it. I turned on the TV to try and watch, but I was so nervous. I felt sick to my stomach. My grandmother left some snacks and rice balls for me, but I couldn't eat them. I feel like I was in a prison, and I was very depressed and scared. I laid down on the bed and waited. Before I knew it, I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was after 1 a.m. All of a sudden, and I realized something was tapping on the window. Tap, 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 tap. I felt the blood draining from my face, and my heart stopped beating. I decided to try to keep myself calm down, telling myself it must be the wind playing tricks or maybe in branches of a tree. I turned up the volume of the TV to try not the noise. Eventually, it stopped altogether. That was when I heard my grandpa calling me. Are you okay in there? He asked. If you're scared, you don't have to stay in there all alone. I can accompany you. I smiled and rushed over to open the door, but then I stopped in my tracks. I had goosebumps all over my body. It sounded like my grandfather was, but it wasn't. It was different. I can't tell what it was, but I knew. What are you doing? My grandfather asked. You can't open the door now. I glanced to my left, and a chill went down my spine. The salt and the bowls slowly turning black. I backed away from the door. My whole body was trembling with fear. I fell to my knees in front of the Buddhist statue and clutching a piece of parchment tight in my hands. I started it praying for help. Please save me from Kuch, Kuchisaki Muna. I door. Then I heard a voice outside the door. Po, 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 po. The tapping on the window started up again. I was overcome by fear, and I cr- crushed through, crashed, crashed, crashed there in front of the statue, half crying, half praying for the rest of the night. I felt like it would never end, but even though it was morning, the salt in all four bowls was pitch black. I checked my watch. It was 7:30 a.m. I cautiously opened the door. Grandmother and Kuchisako sitting outside, waiting for me. When she saw my face, Grandma uh, burst into tears. "I'm so glad you're alive," she said. I went downstairs and and was surprised to see my father and mother sitting in the kitchen. Grandfather came in and said, "Hurry up, we got to get going." We went to we went to the front door, and there was a black van waiting in the driveway. Some of the men from the village were standing around it, pointing at me and whispering, "That's the boy." The van was a six-seater, and they put me in the middle. Oh, oh, suddenly, mm, by 8 men, Kesu, who was surrounded by 8 men. Kesu was in the driving seat. The man on the left of me, he looked down at me and said, "You have gotten yourself and quite a spot of trouble, and I'm probably worried. Just keep your head down and the eyes shut. We can't see it, but you can. Don't open your eyes until we have gotten you safe from here, up here." Grandpa drive in front, and my mm, dad's car was falling behind. When everybody was ready, we, our little convict started moving. We, we were going fairly slow, around 20 kilometers an hour or maybe less. After a while, Queso said, "This is where it gets hard," and started mumbling a prayer under her breath. That's when I started hearing the voice. "Po, po, 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 po." I clutched the parchment Queso gave to me he tightly in my hand. Kept my head down, but I peeked outside. I saw a chest flowing in the breeze was moving along with the van. It was Kuchisaka Onna. She was right outside the window. She kept pace with us. Then suddenly she bent down and peered into the van. "No," I gasped. The man beside me shouted, "Close your eyes." I am I immediately shut my eyes as hard as I can, and tapping, trembling my grasp, and tightening my grasp on the piece of parchment. Then tapping began. Tap, 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 tap. The voice became louder. Po, 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 po. There was tapping on the window all around us. All the men in the van were startled and on edge, muttering nervously to themselves. They can't see Gucci 8 feet tall. They can't hear her, but they can hear her tapping on the window. Kuchisaka Queso started praying louder and louder until he was almost shouting. The uh, tense, tension and outside of the van, tense inside the van, was unbelievable. After a while, the tapping stopped. The voice disappeared. Queso looked back at us and said, "I think we're safe now." All of them and around me, but I sighed of relief. The van pulled out of this, out to this over the side of the road, and the men got out. They transferred me into my father's car. My mother holding me close, and tears were running down her cheek. Grandpa and my father bowed to the other man, and they went on their way. Queso came to the window and asked me to show her the piece of parchment she gave me. When I opened my hand, I saw that it had become completely black. "I think you'll be okay now," she said. "But just to be sure, hold on to it for a while." She handed me a new piece of parchment. After that, we drive straight to the airport, and Grandpa showed us saw us safely on the plane. We took off. My parents breathed a sigh of relief. My father told me he had heard about a VTOL before, years ago. His friend was been like uh, the boy that disappeared was never seen again. My father said there was other people who had been liked by her and lived to tell the tale about it, but they they all had to leave Japan and settle down in a foreign country. They were never able to go back to their homeland. She always chose children as her victims. They say it's because children are dependent on their parents and family members. This made them easy to deceive when she posed as their relatives. He said the men in the car were all blood relatives of mine, and that's why they had been sitting around me, and why my grandpa had been driving in front and in back. It was all done trying and confuse Fuji Saka Onna. It took a while to contact everyone and get them all together so that I had been so that's why I'd been confined in a room all day. He told me that one of the little Jesus that was meant to keep her trapped, it had broke, and that's how she escaped. It gave me the chills. I'm glad that we were finally able to go home after this happened and, more than 10 years ago. I haven't seen my grandparents since then. I haven't been able to set foot in the country. Afterwards, I would have called them every few weeks, and talked to them on the phone. Over the years, I tried to comfort myself that it's just an urban legend, that that everything that happened was just an explainable prank. But sometimes I wasn't sure. My grandfather died 2 years ago. He, when he was sick, he wouldn't allow me to visit him and left a strict and secured in his will that I was not allowed to attend his wedding. It's all sad. But when my grandmother called a few days later, said that she had been diagnosed with cancer, she missed me terribly and wanted to see me one last time before she died. I said, "Are you sure, grandmother?" I asked. "Is it safe?" "It's been 10 years," she said. "All that happened and long ago, it's all forgotten. They're all grown up now. I'm sure there won't be a problem. But what about Kushisaki Onna?" I said. For a moment, it was all silent on the other end of the phone. There I heard the exact same tone of voice saying, "Po, po, 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 po." And that's the end of the story, guess. Um, was this was told in February 18th, 2018. Let's hope that this user is still alive. Plus, let's hope that uh, he's doing okay and is fine and doesn't have to worry about who she's second Ona. But what if she is now uh, hunting other kids? Maybe she could be watching us. After all, we are all of us that are watching this could be under 18 or maybe 18 and under, waiting to visit Japan for the first time. But it could be possible that you're a kid who lives in Japan and could see a woman in a white dress, very tall, almost 8 feet tall, and was wearing a straw hat. And if you see this a day or two after the first sightings, I recommend leaving Japan, starting a new life, so that you don't have to worry. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment, and I'll try and do another video as soon as I can, and after I do some research. Bye bye! Have a great day, or a great night. Be safe, my fellow warriors.